It's almost noon, February 17th, 2003. Looks to be the last burst of good snowfall, and it's
how much paper that?
It has now snowed a full 14 inches, making this the biggest snowfall since the blizzard of '96. Not quite as big as we had thought and hoped it would be, but well, we got above 1 foot, so not too bad. Looks like this will be about the end of the snow. This will be the last filming of it during snow. Alright. That's our total accumulation at 12 minus 6. I mean, yeah. 7 plus 6, number 12 is 19 minus 6. Wait a minute, good lord. 7 plus 12. No, 8 plus 12, I'm sorry, this is 8 now. But 8 plus 12, so that's 20. Minus 6 is 14. And that's our total. So far, and it looks like this will be the end.
Introducing Interstate Jet. Call 1-877-FLY-I-JET and reserve your introductory iFare. Fly Interstate Jet to Los Angeles from just $99 each way. $99. Or fly to Atlanta from just $29 each way. $29. Flights depart Lehigh Valley International in Allentown. Call toll-free 1-877-FLY-I-JET now to reserve your iFare. $99 to Los Angeles, $29 to Atlanta. Seats are limited. Interstate's iFares. iFares. Call now to reserve yours. Take the Interstate.
Is the IRS stalking you? Do you feel like you're at the end of your rope? Stop the harassment now.
Hello, I'm John Harris, president of J.K. Harris & Company, the nation's largest tax representation firm. Our former IRS agents have helped thousands of our clients save millions of dollars, and they know how to make the system work for you.
Call the IRS experts at J.K. Harris now for your free confidential tax settlement analysis. Call 1-800-383-9064.
Time and temperature from Commerce Bank.
This is a live picture of a very snowy Route 42 at Creek Road. The snowstorm of 2003 continues this noon with a little less fury than it has shown all day yesterday. Things are winding down, and just to give you an idea of how treacherous it still is out there, the action cam on the scene in Cherry Hill where an ambulance crew got stuck. And some police officers there chipped in to help push them out. At the Jersey Shore, high tide pounding the boardwalk and seawall here at Ventnor, and that sparked major flooding concerns and beach homes in the line of fire or in the line of the ocean. Meantime, the snow is causing some problems for brave motorists across this region, especially those getting stuck like this driver. States of emergencies are still in effect for New Jersey and Delaware. We continue our extended snow coverage of our monster snowstorm. David Murphy and Sally Ann Mosey are with us this noon. Team coverage from AccuWeather. Let's start with David Murphy inside in Storm Tracker 6.
All right, Rob, Storm Tracker 6 continues to show an improving situation as we have that line where you're seeing drying conditions continuing to move further and further up toward the northeast. And as we take a close-up look at this, you can see that there's also an area of sleet that's beginning to develop here, too. Another sign of warmer air aloft starting to move in underneath the top of this cool surface. And another situation that's occurring right as we get to the tail end of the main snow. Now down here in Dover there's still a little of additional precipitation, and little bits and pieces of this may still come through the afternoon hours, but obviously the main body is starting to get away from Philadelphia at this point, and that's real good news for those salt crews and plow crews trying to get out there and make the roads passable for us. Once again, we are spotting the end of the storm with Storm Tracker 6 live radar, and it would appear as though within the next minute or so Ben Salem will probably see the last of the snowflakes from this main branch of snow. Newportville, Pendle, Langhorne, Levittown, and Fairless Hills between now and 12:12. So not bad, an improvement there. As we go over and track another area, you're looking at Graterford now about 3 minutes after 12. Again, that's about 30 seconds from now, and this box will automatically update and take Graterford off of there once we get past 12:03 in the official time. Mainland 12:10, Harleysville 12:10. If you're in Souderton and Percy, boy, you've been dealing with a lot of snow even into this morning and now into the afternoon hours, but it's almost over for you. And if we track this a little bit further to the north, we're going to get areas further up toward the Lehigh Valley. There's Coopersburg showing up now. 12:18 is when you're going to see an end of the snow there. And 12:15 in Limeport, Spinnerstown, 12:11. And I'll go ahead and track this a little further to the north. We're a little off the, we're off the map, and it's not going to do it for me. Let's jump down to New Jersey. Wrightstown and Georgetown also looking toward about 8 to 10 minutes after the hour before you see the end of the snow. Sykesville, the last of the main snow, coming in at about 12:10. And again, that's Allentown, New Jersey, not Allentown, Pennsylvania. 12:20 is more or less when you can see an end of the snow there. I'll go ahead and move this box over just a little bit. Actually, what I want to do is shift the box over so we can see where we're tracking, and we're going to place that track at a more appropriate position. And there you go, Andalusia, Ben Salem, somewhere between 12:03 and 12:08 is when you should see the snow ending there, and then we're looking at an end in Croydon and Bristol also in the times on the box there. As we go out wider, again, some additional precip coming in from the south, but we don't think it's going to add too much to accumulations. And boy, that is beautiful, all that nice clear air out to the west out there. Storm Tracker 6 live radar right now showing you the wide view, snow extending up toward the Great Lakes and out into northern Ohio. The coastal low continues to take off up the coast at this point, and it is moving on out of here, and that's why you see things drying out. There is some additional snow out to the west that will come in a little bit later on and give us a bit of a flurry or perhaps a light snow shower in the nighttime hours tonight and maybe through the afternoon, but no big deal there really. 24 degrees right now in Philadelphia. Very cool air in place across the entire wide region of Pennsylvania, Delaware, and New Jersey, and the wind chills continuing to make it feel like it is pretty cold out there. Single-digit wind chills in a lot of the region. Rob Jennings will have much more, including the AccuWeather 5-day forecast later in this newscast, but boy, you gotta love the improving situations out there with that snow taking off.
And I'm really impressed how you can tell to the minute when that snow is going to end. Like it's 12:04 and a half now, so it's already ended up around Graterford. That's
Tracker 6 live radar update.
Can you tell us what time you're going to get home tonight?
Yeah, I wish I could. No,
and me too.
It doesn't quite go that far, but we're working on that technology.
Okay. Thanks. Now, time for an update on the traffic. Here is John Valerio in the Smart Traveler Center. Hello, John.
Hi, Rob. I want that technology, too, when I'm going to go home. That's a great one, no question about it. But we're all here to tell you not to go out. That's the first thing we want to tell you. We want to take a live Sky 6 look at Route 42, just at the base of the Walt Whitman Bridge. The traffic, what little of it there is, there's none right now. Just a couple cars heading northbound. If it splits to the right, it's to the bridge. To the left, 676. As you can see, once again, snow-covered roadways. Still some reduced visibility as well. It's not as snowing as hard as it was earlier, but still some reduced traction and visibility out there, no question about it. And also, we'll take another Sky 6 look at Route 42, just at Creek Road in Belmar, New Jersey. Northbound traffic would head a crusher screen to the right. We can see one fairly clean lane there. But again, even on the major highways, we're seeing some snow-covered lanes and then some of the outer lanes, some of the drifting snow back onto those lanes, so some heavier snow and lanes restricted because of that. And we'll take a Sky 6 look at I-95 at Route 320 in Chester, Delaware County. A couple of cars there going north and southbound. They appear to be moving without any problems at all. But again, you do want to slow down. You do want to triple that following distance between you and those vehicles. And again, you do want to watch for those outer lanes where some of that snow has drifted back on the roadway. And we'll take a Sky 6 look at the Pennsylvania Turnpike Mid-County tolls. And as you can see, snow covered, no cars through this area. And I'm John Valerio for Channel 6 Action News. Rob, back to you.
Thank you, sir. We'll talk to you later, John. Now let's go live to Action News reporter Denise James in South Philadelphia. Hello, Denise.
Hey there, here on Oregon Avenue, not far from 9th Street, between 9th and 8th, where the dig out has begun. The only flurries we can see around here is a flurry of shovels and all kinds of activity by the young folks. The adults in the neighborhood shoveling off the sidewalks, the steps. A lot of folks had to push their way through their screen doors that were stuck as they came to get out in the snow. We started off in Center City, a lot of snowblower activity in Center City where they were clearing the sidewalks, even some sidewalk plows. We've seen all kinds of plow trains coming through the main roads down here in South Philadelphia as well in Center City. Clearly the city's attempt to try and clear the way for cars and pedestrians as they were to come through. Right now down in South Philadelphia, in addition, I don't know if you see this young man down here who's doing a dance for us. He scares me because he's in the middle of the street. Maybe his dad could get him out of the street there. But they're having a good time. Of course, today was a holiday anyway, so they wouldn't have to go to school. I guess he's a little smart aleck as well. In any case, folks are moving forward, dealing with the snow as best they can, trying to prepare, of course, for tomorrow. Reporting live from South Philadelphia, Denise James, Channel 6 Action News.
Thank you, Denise. A grueling night for hundreds of stranded passengers at Philadelphia International Airport. That after the runway closed at 9 o'clock last night. And Action News reporter John Rollins is live at the airport with the very latest on conditions there. John?
Good afternoon, Rob. Yes, and that runway is still closed at this point. We're told the earliest that it would become operational would be about 4 o'clock this afternoon. U.S. Air, the, of course, major airline here at the airport, has been telling its customers that they probably will not have any flights out of Philadelphia until maybe as late as 8 o'clock this evening, sometime between 6 and 8, they're hoping at this point in time. Long lines of people at the ticket counters inside the airport. They're trying to rebook flights that they missed. Many, an estimated 600 or more people, as you said, spent the night here at the terminal.
Very, very cold. And we had those little tinfoil blankets. So we were all joking about how we're never going to roast a turkey again without thinking about those tinfoil blankets.
Not very nice.
Not very nice. No, there was a group of single women. We're all traveling alone, so we sort of banded together so that we could, you know, not be so nervous and have our purses under our heads. And unfortunately, the ladies' room closest to where we were sleeping actually has snow in it because there's no seal around the windows.
I'm on standby for 10 o'clock tonight.
And there's some hope that they can get, I guess, commuter flights up and running by then?
I hope so, but I'm on standby, so no guarantee.
You don't know if you'll be on the inside of the plane or not?
Right.
Good
so I may be in the airport tonight.
All right, so you want to get to Cancun.
Oh, yeah.
What flight were you supposed to be on to Cancun?
1607, leaving at 9:30 this morning.
This morning. Well, not going to make it. What are you hoping for now?
Tomorrow.
As we said, the airfield remains closed at this point. It will be closed until at least 4 p.m. Then there may be some limited service. It was pointed out to us that they're really going to have some arrivals here and get some planes here before they're going to have any departures here. The airfield is shut down. They have continued to remove snow, though, throughout the storm. They have a couple of, well, actually 7 of these huge melting machines. That's where they're disposing some of the snow at this point. They dump them into these machines. They apparently have enough energy inside that they melt the snow, tons of it, and then it melted into water, and then that water is poured down into the drains. They have continued to plow the main runways throughout the night. It's been something of a holding action, though. They've kept the runways clear, but they're really not safe yet for any aircraft to land on them. They will have to apparently sweep them, and if the temperatures are cold enough today, they will actually have to de-ice them. They use a chemical de-icer on the runway, and to try to make them so that they will be safe for aviation at this point. And as we say, the latest we've heard is that it will probably be about 4 o'clock when they will resume operations, or that will be the earliest they'll be able to resume operations. And as we said, most of the planes that would first will probably be incoming flights. They have to get some equipment here into Philadelphia with the hope of getting some air flights out of here, at least a limited system up and running by sometime around 8 o'clock this evening. Most of the flights, as that lady that we last heard there, most of the flights will probably be going out tomorrow. Most of the folks who have been stacked up here for the last 24 hours will probably be going out sometime tomorrow. Live at the airport, John Rollins, Channel 6 Action News. Rob?
Thanks, John. I hope that lady gets her flight to Cancun. As you can imagine, this snowstorm is giving road crews all over our tri-state area all they can handle, but they have risen to the occasion. And joining us live now on the phone is Andy Warren of PennDOT. Give us a status report, Andy.
I want to get in line for Cancun also. No doubt about it. We're holding on, and every once in a while on your screen we see some black road on some of those pictures. That's an indication that the crews are at the very least keeping up with the storm. Now, the biggest and greatest thing is people have got to stay off of the road when the snow stops, because then we can get ahead of the storm and we'll get ready for tomorrow morning. One of the things we're starting to experience, there was an avalanche, and I really mean that, an avalanche in Upper Bucks County along River Road, where for 3/4 of a mile, about 8 feet of snow fell off of a cliff right onto River Road, and we're out there trying to dig a tunnel through there. So these type things are what we're going to be experiencing from now until we can really get ahead of it tomorrow morning. We'll have crews all night long, and if people can just stay with us and give us the rest of tonight, we'll have them ready to go to work tomorrow.
Is that up near New Hope, Andy?
Yeah, up around Nockamixon. It's up on between 611 and Narrows Hill Road. But it was just, there's some high cliffs up along there, up along the Delaware, and 8 feet of snow just fell onto the road.
Goodness.
Fortunately, nobody was under it.
Yeah. Well, I don't want to let this opportunity slip by without saying once again to you what I've said to people in New Jersey and Delaware and the city of Philadelphia. Thanks for a great job.
Well, thank you, sir, for keeping your listeners ahead of us, and we really appreciate the partnership with you and the media and the people at home giving us a chance to get ahead of it. We'll be with them tomorrow.
Thank you. Andy Warren of PennDOT joining us live on the phone. Pennsylvania Governor Rendell has issued a disaster emergency declaration for today. That means the state frees up more snow removal money for local communities, and the governor may order the National Guard into action, though he has not done that. Delaware has a state of emergency declaration. That means you have to justify to police why you're on the road if you're not in an emergency vehicle. Abandoned vehicles will be towed. The National Guard has been called out to help clear roads and to aid police, firefighters, and paramedics with emergency calls. State police may close roads and bridges if they so choose. All public transportation in Delaware is shut down, not running, and non-essential state workers have the day off. New Jersey also has a state of emergency this day that allows police in New Jersey to close highways if necessary. So far, they have not. And Jersey Shore residents tell Action News that this morning's high tides rivaled those of the blizzard of '96. The action cam was along the Ventnor Beach area at Suffolk Avenue this morning as the Atlantic Ocean pounded both the boardwalk and the seawall, the only thing standing between the ocean and Ventnor's beach homes. The beach has experienced some erosion, but officials say they will not know just how much until the storm passes. And let's go live now to Action News Jersey correspondent Kathy Gandolfo in Ventnor. Good afternoon, Kathy.
Hello, Rob. Well, as the day is wearing on, people are starting to get out and do a little shoveling, but I will tell you there's still this persistent freeze and it is wind-driven, which is making it really quite annoying, and it really the winds, of course, are really problematic down here today. There is rain, and the wind could start pulling power lines down. Hopefully that won't be the case, and we haven't heard of any significant power outages. Who were out and about this morning, one of them, Dr. Craig Glick.
What is that wonderful fresh scent? It must be the laundry. With all fabric softener, my employer's clothes come out smelling fresh and feeling soft. Who says you can't have it all?
Embarrassing facial hair. There's a wonderful, easy new way to say goodbye to it. The Hair Off Facial Buffer. You'll gently buffer away hair in seconds. Perfect. The Hair Off Facial Buffer.
Alaska wants you to share the free spirit and some free advice in Alaska's free travel guide. Call 1-888-647-1796 today and make it Alaska this year.
Attention Medicare beneficiaries. Do you use an inhaler? Do you still have problems breathing? Do you use albuterol or other respiratory medications? If so, Medicare may cover a more effective liquid breathing medication. Call Star Medical at 1-800-530-0843. Call today to see if you qualify at 1-800-530-0843. Call now.
Tomorrow, brace yourself for storm stories. A race against time.
We need to get the mother and the child in the basket now.
As a river rages out of control.
The river was washing away the house.
Plus, it's been called the storm of the century.
There's no normal storm.
Do you see how this superstorm devastates 800 miles from Florida to Maine? Watch a new series from the Weather Channel. Storm Stories, tomorrow at 8 Eastern.
Now, from the Weather Channel, here's your